let's get into Ethan Salas because I think that he's the most kind of exciting piece right now in the Padres farm. Obviously, the #1 international prospect. He comes in and he is going to immediately be a top 3 prospect in the Padres whole farm system at 16 years old. Really, really ridiculous stuff. His grades right now are 60 hit grade, 50 power grade, 50 run grade, 60 arm grade, 55 fielding grade, and he's a 55 overall prospect. He's a lefty, he throws right-handed, and he is a he projects to be a really, really good defensive catcher. And also there was a couple like quotes from Padres like scouts and executives just saying like his swing is just so smooth and he has the potential to hit for power, hit for contact, and almost be a 5-tool player from like the catcher position. So he's getting a lot of hype. And as we know, like the last few years, the catching position has been pretty weak in the MLB. However, there's a lot of young prospects coming up. All of a sudden, like you have a lot of prospects ranked higher. Adley Rutschman, of course, he's a guy who just came in for the Orioles. He's ridiculous. But you're starting to see a little bit, higher level prospects coming for catchers, and Salas is the next guy right there. So Isaac, what do you feel about the addition in him?
It's great. I mean, the Padres clearly have a lot of confidence in him and invest almost $6 million in just him alone. He was the #1 international prospect before signing with the Padres. Probably projects to be one of those next, like the catching phenoms that people kind of talk about when they're coming up. I don't think Luis Campusano was one of those, but obviously, he comes from a lineage of a baseball family. He has a few. I think one of his brothers in the Marlins system, or I forgot what he's in right now, but comes from a baseball family. Sounded really, really. I was quite impressed. I think everyone was really impressed with how he handled his conversations with the media. He sounded very mature for his age. I think he got a lot of praise for that, which was it was warranted because he did sound very good in his discussions with the media and his long-term plan as a Padre, how he's excited to be a Padre, who, like you said, who doesn't want to be a Padre right now. But obviously we've kind of known he was probably going to end up being a Padre for a little while now. Just now it's official. The Padres had enough stuff of him in Padres attire to make like a 2-minute little film on him. So I think we've known he was going to be a Padre. It's just a matter of, waiting to get ink on paper. But very exciting prospect. He's probably going to be a top 10 prospect come 3-4 years, I think, in maybe all of baseball. He's huge. I don't know how tall he is, but he's definitely going to be a very impressive. Hopefully, he's a very impressive catcher. I mean, prospects are, as we all know, prospects are hit or miss. But with the current state of the farm, Ethan Salas probably will shoot up to top. Personally, just based off talent alone, he's probably already a top 3, top 4 prospect in our farm system. But because of age, you're going to go through the MLB.com and everything like that. He's probably not going to be up there. He's probably going to be like 10, something like that. But as he ages, you're going to see him shoot up to 2, 3, 1, whatever he's going to shoot up to. He has massive. When you're getting money like that as your first contract, you're going to have a lot of massive expectations. But I think in terms of how it sounds like he's going to handle the pressure, I think he's pretty adamant that, he's going to work hard and be the catcher that we kind of expect him to be. But that's a really good thing too, because like Matt said, the state of the catcher position is not very good. I think for us, especially because Austin Nola is not, I don't think he's going to be here another few years. Luis Campusano, I don't know how much confidence Padres have in Luis Campusano. Either they kept him because nobody wanted him, or they kept him wanted to keep him. I really don't know which one it is, but going based off the history of the Padres lately, just selling all the prospects in order to build a World Series caliber team, I'm sure they've offered Luis Campusano a few times. But hopefully this guy ends up being a cornerstone. I mean, catcher is one of those positions. It's like, what's a position in sports that you kind of always have to worry about? I don't know, but catcher is one of those positions that you don't really want to worry about. Kind of like those Yadier Molinas, Jorge Posadas, Pudge, like those guys are stuck around for so long and they never had to worry about the catcher position. Hopefully Salas ends up being that.
Yeah, you were talking about his size. He's listed at 6'2", $185, so pretty insane. I have a couple clips here for you guys. Let me show you one. But dude, he's He's really hyped up. Here we go. Little highlight reel here from Rafael Munoz. Can you guys see it? Yeah. I mean, he's pretty clean. Obviously, he's 16, so it's like, I think it's funny because we're talking about this dude, and like, if you see pictures of him, he looks like so young. I mean, he's huge. He's 6'2", a buck 85 as a 16-year-old, but like, he's like a kid. And you were talking about it too, Isaac. Just that, like, it's one of those things. Like, a lot of times you don't really know what's going to happen with prospects, but in terms of talent, in terms of where he's at, like as a 16-year-old, it's kind of ridiculous. He's 55 grade. So right now, the only prospects that are like that are Lesko and Merrill in the Padres farm system. So he's going to be an immediate huge boost right there.
So from what I've seen of Salas, like his interviews and stuff, he seems like he could be the real deal. Like he's very mature. He's made all the right comments so far. He looks like he wants to be a part of the organization. He looks like he's basically a natural born leader, but from behind the plate, which is really incredible to see at his age. I think he's going to, it's confirmed that he's going to do the Dominican Summer League this year. He's probably not going to play rookie ball in Arizona. I think he's going to go to the Dominican Summer League like they did with Samuel Zavala and God, what's the other kid's name? The other right-handed outfielder that we signed along with Zavala. See how he does there, and then maybe bring him out to rookie ball in AZ.
Montesino?
Yeah, Daniel Montesino. There we go. Yeah. I think that's what the route they're going to take. If he somehow blows their expectations, maybe you can see him in A-ball by the time he turns 17, 18-ish, but I don't think he's sniffing rookie ball right now. He's young. I think they're at least going to give him a year in the DSL, maybe then advance him there. But yeah, his interviews, if you hadn't heard him, he sounds like the real deal. I mean, I wouldn't have answered like that at 16. That's crazy.